Good morning, YouTubers. Maggie May here again. I'm having to repeat my video that I just spent 10 minutes making because I had the sound muted and I wasn't sure if it was going to come through clear on other whatever you listen to me on, the mobile phone or the iPad or the laptop or the TV. I didn't know if it would come through, so I'm having to do it again. So here's hoping it comes out as good as the last one did. Anyway, what I wanted to talk about today was obviously ghosts. But as far as I'm concerned, there's 5 types of spirits or ghosts or whatever you want to talk, whatever you want to think. And my first one I would say is definitely as a spectre, because if you see a spectre, you're seeing it at the corner of your eye, or it's sort of appearing in front of you, but going as quick as you want to see it. It doesn't really seem to want to see you, and it's gone, and then you think, have a sort or have a no. My next one would be a ghost, which everybody, you mention ghosts to people and they think, oh, a sheet floating down the stair with eyes, long eyes and whatnot. No. A ghost is something that'll appear, and it doesn't rush to go away. I mean, it'll smile at you, or occasionally it'll speak to you in some sort of way, and then it'll just fizzle out, basically fizzle out. The third one I would say is poltergeist. Now poltergeist, I'm quite sure you know, is German for the word for noisy spirit, poltergeist, and that's exactly what it is. It's a noisy spirit that'll come into your home and it'll move things, it'll hide things, it'll make noises. Like when I moved back into this house about 5 years ago, and the first day I was in the house, I'd brushed and getting ready to decorate, and I'm sitting in the sitting room with my youngest daughter Beth, and we're sitting blethering and we're talking about times in the past, because all my kids were brought up in this house, and then obviously I'm back in it. And I tell you, there was an explosion in my kitchen, like a shotgun going off. And Beth got a fright, I got a fright, we looked at one another, and I thought, well, there's no plugs in because the house is empty, so let's go and investigate. Went into the kitchen, nothing, and I mean nothing, not a black plug, nothing. There was nothing plugged in that could have caused that. And I'm glad Beth witnessed it with me, because if she hadn't, nobody would have believed me. And I mean, it was a shotgun going off. That's exactly what I heard. Anyway, God knows what it was, but it come from my kitchen. Anyway, going back to poltergeist. Poltergeist is a thing that'll annoy you, just like the explosion in my kitchen. It'll annoy you, it'll hide things, it'll move doors, things like that, which you don't mind. I certainly don't mind. Now, the next one I would say would definitely have to be an entity. Now, an entity, as far as I'm concerned, I might be wrong, but as far as I'm concerned, is something that will really play havoc with you, and it can touch you, and that I don't like. Like I told you about my legs in one of the videos, I was lying in my bed and I felt something coming up the inside of my leg, and it was like fingers, like that, coming up the inside of my leg till the knee, and then it crossed to my other knee and went back down to my ankle. And I promise you, if I live till I'm 100, or if I live another 10 years, I will never forget that experience as long as I live, because I didn't know what it was, and that was in a different house. Anyway, an entity can actually physically touch you in some ways, which I don't like at all. But my fifth is a demon. And a demon is something that I would never like to lay eyes on, I would never like to think about, I would never like to experience. And I just hope I've got enough past family members in the spirit world who'll protect me as much as they possibly can for anything ever happening like that, because that scares me. That's something that can get inside you and become you and turn you into a different person. I mean, I hear and I read a lot as well, a lot about murders that happen and bad things that happen, and sometimes they say, oh, I don't know what I did, you know, something was in me, it told me to do this, it told me to push this person, it told me to do this, it told me to do that. And I often wonder, we see programmes on the television about like murderers on death row, which I agree with 100%, although it's a stickler. But anyway, I sometimes think, instead of telling us, you know, what he did and showing us what he did, why don't you show us what happened to him to make him do the murders that he did? I mean, surely nobody just gets up and thinks, oh, let's go, we'll do this, we'll do that today, yep, and we'll get put in death row. And to me, it's no logical. It's no logical. I mean, it's okay, they say, I went off my head, I didn't know what I was doing, but that to me is a demon at work, and that I never would come across, never, and I hope, touch wood, that I never do come across it. But the wee story I wanted to tell you, which I told you in the first video but I had to scrap it, was myself and my boyfriend, I was 17 at the time, we were walking in the approach road up to the big estate in Bellsbank, and we come to what's called the Postman's Bridge. There's a story behind it, and I'm not going to kid you on and say I know what the story is, because I don't. But it's called the Postman's Bridge for whatever reason, you can look into it. And him and I heard slight chanting, and we looked at one another, and it seemed to be coming from the side of the River Doon, just at the Postman's Bridge. So we went into the rhododendron bushes, they're all gnarled and grew together. It's like a maze. Anyway, we goes in there and we're going through, and just in the distance is we sees a light, a fire. I would think it was a firelight anyway. A firelight, and 5 women, no clothes on, and they were dancing on the fire. Now, for whatever reason, the boyfriend I had at the time, he got a bit shook up. And I think he was a big burly guy, you know, looking straggly hair and the beard and whatnot. And I mean, I felt really protected with him. And I looked round towards him, and he was very shook up. And he says, come on, let's get out of here. And of course I just turned and followed him. I didn't think to say, no, hold on, you know, let's investigate this, let's see what, no, he wanted out the road. So we come back through the rhododendron bushes, and as we come back through the rhododendron bushes, he looked back towards where we had seen these 5 or 6 women or whatever, and there was nothing there. Nothing. Now, whether or no they heard us, and they doused the fire quickly and sat down and said, oh, you know, they could have been local women and they didn't want to find out that they were dead. I don't know. I mean, everything went through my mind. And I looked towards the guy that I was with, the boyfriend I was with, and he was shook up, which, as I say, shook me up. And we started walking, you know, home, back down our private approach. And to this day, we never spoke about that. And I don't know why, because that is something that did happen to the both of us. But even when we met up with one another the next evening, nothing, we never said, here, you know, we spoke about it. And that sounds very, very ominous that we didn't actually speak about it. But I'll tell you, should I ever run into him, which I don't know, he doesn't live here anymore as far as I'm aware, he married and moved away. If I run into him, I would love to get his story of what he remembers about that, because that was one story that I remember so vividly, and if I live to 100, that image will never go out of my mind. And as I say, I wish I could speak to him again, but there you go, life goes on. But whatever it was we seen, whether we seen together, because it's very unusual for 2 people to see the same spirit at the same time. Now, if you look into this, you'll see that I'm right. Very unusual. So what I think we maybe witnessed that night was 5 local women, maybe we're drinking and deciding to be silly and foolish and thing. And I think maybe when they heard us turning and going away and maybe saw the back of us, that they quickly doused the fire and just lay down or sat down and thought, because that happened anyway, and that was in the early 80s. But that was one of the sort of creepy sides of my life then. The next thing I want to tell you just very quickly, is this room that I'm in. This was always my 2 sons' room when they were growing up. And I remember about 2 years ago coming into this room, because obviously I've done it up, but you know, it's just white at the moment, white carpet, everything's white about it at the moment. It's just a wee kind of storeroom, a dressing table to the back here, and just some drawers over there and some scarves and the fan behind. But I was in this room one day and I was sorting out things over at the drawers over there, and what I heard on the door was a handful of marbles, as though a child had been there and had threw them against the door. The door was ajar, and and I thought, OMG, walked over to the door, opened the door, nothing. And I thought, oh my God, was that taking me back to when the kids were wee? Because as I say, they grew up in here, and of course they played marbles, things like that. I don't know. So there you go. Just another wee thing. Last but not least, I bumped into my friend in here, Caroline, and she told me a few stories. That her daughter is like myself. She seems to see things, and you know, she's into what I'm into. And she told me a couple of wee stories about her and her daughter. I think her daughter's name's Emma, and what Emma saw on a few occasions. Now obviously I'm not going to put the stories in here, but they are about the local village, and I will speak to Caroline and I will ask her if I've got hers and Emma's permission to tell the story. And that's what I think I'm going to do now. I think I'm going to have other people bring in stories. Obviously my own stories will come through, but if somebody tells me a wee story, I'll get permission and I'll certainly tell it on here, because there is quite a few really scary ones that I haven't even got into yet, that something crawled over my grave there, I think, that I haven't told you about yet, because I don't want any kids being feared or anything, you know. These are... Anyway, I'm going to say goodbye. I'm not going to pray, but I'm going to say goodbye, and I hope to thank you very much for all your subscriptions and all your messages. I try to get back to as many as I possibly can, and I'm loving doing this. It's given me a new lease, because I'm quite a kind of, I don't go drinking, I don't socialise really, but this has given me an open forum. Anyway, thanks very much, and I'll speak to you soon. See you later, Caroline. Bye bye.